For more on this development, Chairman, Human and Environmental Development Agenda, Minister Suraj, joins me live. Mr. Suraj, Saleh Mamman seen in viral pictures today in handcuffs after his arrest by EFCC following his sentencing last week. Did it have to get to this point, or should he have done what some would call the honorable thing of simply turning himself in?
Well, thank you very much for having me. I think it would be extremely difficult, if not really surprising, to have someone like Mr. Mamman display the level of, what is more associated with many of the political office holders, the level of impunity. If you consider the amount of money that is involved in his prosecution, you're talking about over 50 billion naira for someone who actually occupied office for just mere 2 years. So it is the same level of act of irresponsibility and indiscipline, a lack of respect for the constituted authority. So that is where you see them also getting the services of lawyers, particularly some of the senior lawyers that you would know. So when you check on their names on the list of court cases, you will see them to always go to court and undermine the temple of justice by pleading all manners of excuses for them for failing to appear before judges. And you're seeing the the level of the arrogance with some of them, even while still in court, undergoing trials. They're already buying forms and winning party tickets to be candidates in the next coming election.
So as it is now, not only was he picked up, 2 persons were also arrested for aiding him, to evade justice. So what does this tell us?
No, I mean, but I think this is just, it's just me begging the question. It is more or less, and I hope that the new leadership, particularly of the Nigerian police force, Mr. Tunji Disu, would actually do better than his predecessor. We saw that level of madness that was displayed by the police when it came to the case of former governor of Kogi State, Yaya Bello, how the police were protecting him and shielding him from answering to the court summons. And this is the same thing. So it is not just sufficient that these ones are arrested. They actually have to also be prosecuted for aiding and abetting an ex-convict in evading justice. So with what we saw with the police, you won't with the police in Yaya Bello, you won't be surprised that you have this also happening from individuals. So institutionally, there's a need to have that discipline. And I would, for me, it's not even too late for those who are involved with Yaya Bello's evading of justice at that time to still even be prosecuted appropriately.
All right. And from conviction to sentencing and now arrest, what is the import of all of these for the war against graft in Nigeria?
I think the EFCC deserves high commendation, not only just with the investigation. I can tell you, because I've been involved in many of this, both at the local and international level. It is not just a shout play for you to actually come to this level of investigation, prosecution, and successful conviction. And also the judiciary, and I think the judge in particular, Justice Denson Motosh, needs to be highly commended, for raising up with the courage, not only to convict him in absentia, but also ordering the arrest with the arrest warrant that was issued. But like I said, the EFCC needs to be supported, and there's a need for a whole lot of, courage and motivation that the officers doing this work, the leadership itself, and ultimately the judiciary needs to be really encouraged, and at the same time giving the kudos. When they do it wrong, we can condemn them, and at the same time also criticize them. But on these ones, when they're achievements, they really deserve the commendation. And that, for me, I give that to them on this one. And I hope they will also arrest Farouk, the former Shadia Farouk. They will also arrest her as soon as possible. She's almost the same Saleh Mamman now that we have escaping justice.
Well, let's see how it goes. Chairman, Human and Environmental Development Agenda, Minister Suraj, thank you for your time on TVC News at 10.
Thank you for having me.